I love fish food, and that is why my nickname is also Mao. I am so obsessed with Sunday and the fish food that I eat on Sundays. But this time, my husband did not wake up on time and did not go to our local vendor to buy fish. So he instead ordered a black pomfret, which was about a kg, from a Licious app. I have previously ordered meat from there but never tried fish. So this was my experience making fish fry and fish curry of black pomfret from the Licious app. The most amazing part was it was delivered just in 90 minutes, which was really surprising for me. Last time it took about a day, but this time it was just 90 minutes. I had my fish delivered to my doorstep. Moreover, it was unbelievable that the fish actually came in a gift pack box, which was so tightly and neatly packed. It did not stink, it did not have odor, it was beautifully sealed pack. The next surprise to me was the fish was fresh, red in color, and was not tender, it was absolutely firm. So I followed my protocol of fish curry and fish fry. The first was washing the fish. I washed my fish in the clean water thoroughly, removing the blood and the residuals we have. Once the fish was clean with water, I added about 1 tablespoon of salt, mixed well and set it aside for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, again gave a wash and thoroughly washed it this time so that the salt that we had added is completely removed off. To my surprise, the fish fillets were evenly cut and were in a good proportion as well as big in size. My simple and usual marination, just some salt and some haldi, and mix well and keep it aside till everything is prepped for the fish curry and the fish fry. Let's begin with the black pomfret fish curry. For this we will need a mixer jar. Add in about 5 to 6 tablespoons of grated coconut, freshly grated if possible. This is a simple fish curry version which I like to eat and is not inspired by Malwani or something. Next goes in some green chilies, a few garlic cloves. I like a garlicky touch to this, so I added a little more. A piece of ginger, about 1 inch. Try and use the local garlic and not the Chinese big garlic. 1 tablespoon of coriander seed goes in with some big red chilies which are dried. You can use Bedgi chilies or Kashmiri chilies. You can also soak them in prior and then add them. Add a little water and grind it to a fine paste. The finer the paste, the tastier the curry is. To make the curry, place a pot on heat. I am using a non-stick kadai. You can use any vessel you like. I am using cold pressed peanut oil. You could also replace it with cold pressed coconut oil or any oil that is available in your pantry. Let the oil heat up. Now the next procedure is a little different than what usually we do, but I like to add some freshly chopped coriander straight to the hot oil. This little step adds a little greenery to the tari or the oil that sits up on the curry, which gives a very beautiful look to the curry. Next, I added 1/4 teaspoon of haldi and about generous amount of Kashmiri lal mirch, which actually gives that red color to the curry. Now, this is like a hack, I would say. I add a little pinch of salt to the oil so that it caramelizes and creates a beautiful tari instead of adding more oil to create the tari effect. So, next time, if you want tari on your curry, instead of adding a lot of oil, you can just add a pinch of sugar. Add the coconut mix that we blended in the mixer and stir well till it's cooked. Cooked as in starts to release oil from the ends. When the masalas start to release oil from the ends and the corners of your kadai, that means your masalas are well done. I have rinsed my mixer jar with some water and taken all the masalas that would stick to the walls of the mixer. Add that water to your fish curry and bring it to the highest heat possible and let it boil. You can adjust the thickness of your curry at this time. You can add more or less water depending upon how you prefer it. This is the consistency which I like as it goes well with the steamed rice. To create a pop of color, I added curry leaves to the curry. This also gives a dimension to the flavors of the curry. I do not like to add it to the oil that we fried earlier as it makes the curry leaves brittle and break in the curry. Next, I'm going to add some kokum. This will give your curry a very sweet and tangy flavor. Add salt as per your taste. Remember, we had added salt to the fish as well. My curry has come to a boil. It's time to add in the fish. Keep your flame high for now and place your fish pieces into the curry very carefully. Once your fish pieces are in, do not stir in rigorously or else they will break. Once you place your fish pieces, cover it and cook it for 10 minutes. For the fish fry, I have taken the same fillets, added about 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I'm not going to add any haldi to this because I've already added a jaundiced amount of Kashmiri lal mirch for that red colored fish fry. A fish fry masala from Catch. I'm going to add a little bit of more salt as I'm going to even coat them, and the coating mixture will not be having salt. Mix your masalas very well. Make sure each fillet is covered with the masalas and no fish fillet dominates the masalas. They should be evenly coated with the masalas that we have added to the fish. In a clean plate, take some roasted semolina. If you do not have roasted semolina, regular semolina will do. Also, you can add some amount of red chili to this to get the red color. A quick check on our fish curry. Our fish curry seems to look good. The fish is perfectly cooked. If it's not cooked at your end, you can cook it for another 5 minutes, keeping on a slow burner. Moving back to the fish fry, place a pan on heat. Add jaundiced amount of oil, any oil of your choice. There are many kinds of fish fry recipes I've given on my channel, but this one is a very simple one that can be made in minutes. Once your oil is hot, I'm going to temper the oil with some curry leaves. This gives a very distinctive flavor to the oil. Coat the fish fillets evenly with the semolina mix that we had made earlier. You can also coat this with a mixture of semolina and rice flour. It is equally tasty and crispy. Place your fish fillets one by one into the hot oil which we had tempered with curry leaves. Do not overcrowd your pan. If you do so, your fish fry would not be crispy and soak up all the oil that we have added into the pan. With a little less oil, also you can have a crispy texture of this fish fry. Cook it evenly on both the sides for 10 minutes and your fish fry will be ready to serve. Do not overcook your fish fry or else becomes very chewy. To thank my husband to arrange the fish on time, I thought of setting up a beautiful thali for him. I placed the steamed rice in a bowl, flipped it to make the dome effect, added 2 chilies as he loves to eat chilies with his food, placed a fish fry right out of the pan that we had cooked in, including the curry leaves that were in the fish fry. For the fish curry, I reheated it and placed the bowl to serve it hot. This was already looking so Instagram worthy. But I did not stop there. I added one more fish fillet, which was from the fish curry, cleaned up the plate a little, added some slices of onions on the side. He was really impressed looking at the plate that I gave him to eat, although it was his fault that he did not wake up on time. I hope you liked the fish curry and the fish fry I showed you today. These were the very simple and the tasty versions that I like to cook and I like to eat when I like some comfort food and Sundays. And about delicious meat serving app, I would say they are rated about 8 on 10 because I'm used to having the head and the tail of the fish, which is what I put in the curry. But yes, this was a very fresh fish delivered on time and it was perfectly butchered. I have definitely switched myself to Licious. Let me know about you. If you like to see more recipes like this, then stay tuned. This is Ritika, your Bakasur Mama. I'll see you soon.